What is going on, everyone? Jason the Train Freak here, and this is a layout update because it seems like it's been a while since I've done one. I have taken advice from several people, and I've even gotten things that I need for the layout. Plus, I also have a mail call from a fellow YouTuber. So, let's go ahead and get on with it, and I will share with you everything I've done. And so the first thing is we worked on more trees. So, several colors. We've got the whole hillside done. I still need just a few more over here to finish these off. I went ahead and put in the telegram poles. Even added, I'm gonna come over here so you can see it. Even added some stumps, and I might have to trim some of these down a little bit, which would be okay, to make it look like they cut trees out. Now there is a brown tree in there, and if you're wondering what that is, we're just gonna say that one got insect infested and that tree is dead. All right. I've added a guy fishing on the bridge. We've got another couple of people fishing there. And you can see all of the buildings that I have put in place. Now they're not 100% mounted. Mainly these three buildings here. They're not 100% yet. Meaning that I can move them around, make adjustments and whatever. I mean, technically 4 if you want to include this, the wood chip loader. But this is what it's going to look like. I did go ahead and start plastering in the rails, like I was mentioning that I was going to. I still got to clean the rails, so that way my locomotive can move throughout the facility. I did leave this open here, but I will fill it with probably some dirt. Except for maybe right here where the hole is, because it's just going to fall right through. But I left it that way, so that way the switch can still be thrown when the track tire is on. The way that I use to spread out the ballast, I just used a scrap piece of 3/4 inch plywood. I came here and I just kind of slid it along the top of the rail, and it basically allowed me to spread the plaster out. Now I still need to kind of clean up the bumpers a little bit over on that side, and then what I can do is once I get the rail cleaned and get the bumpers cleaned up, then I can look at painting. And I'm going to paint this this color here, which is a PPG ponytail. And then that will allow me to go ahead and start putting dirt in before I glue in the dock and the log loader. I have to get all that done first before I can do resin inside the pond. And then, of course, everything that's going to go in the pond. So, I've been a little busy. I got the main sawmill put back together. I still need to do some weathering on it. But I did take some lumber from Fackler Lumber Company, just different sizes, and put some under there on the sorting tables. I still need to find a couple of guys to put and make it look like they're sorting the lumber, and maybe put stacks on the other side of the I don't know, the shed part of the building. And pivoting over here, we have plastered in this rail, and of course, if I don't knock over the TP burner, and of course this is no longer moving. This is all glued in, and there is plaster built around it. I do need to put some more plaster in here, so I will do that at a later time. Also, with this, coming back to plaster, I need to put this on a piece of masonite and measure out the the building, kind of build, like a foundation for it. So that way I can put it back in and raise the building back up. Couple of people mentioned on the last video about how am I going to solve this issue. So what I did, this is actually pink insulation foam, and I scored it to make it look like concrete blocks. And this is actually working very well. And so I've got a couple of more, and then of course I have the TP burner probably right, it's going to be right here, but you can see I got the base of it plastered in too. But I didn't have enough because I needed another pipe to go from the TP burner all the way over here, and the kits, this kit here only gives you 2 of these. The other kit gives you 2 more. So you can see that I'm going to be using 3 there, and I have 1 left over. Well, as I spoke on the last video that I needed more, so I contacted Walters, and looky here, they hooked me up. So I have 8 of these. So I have more than enough that I'm probably going to end up using here, and I'm going to save the rest, because who knows, I might need them at another industry. I might go back and put one back there before it elbows down and do the same method with the concrete blocks. So, something I can do. Now the piece of plywood, it's not glued in yet or screwed in. It's just sitting there. But I went ahead and did that so that way I could give you the visual of where all of my buildings are going to sit. So you've got the debarker here, the wood chipper there, and then you've got the main sawmill here. One of the things that I will do with the conveyor for the debarker is I'll probably whittle some bark off of some actual logs or sticks and probably glue in the piece there, so that way it looks like they are going up. Let's see. So also Walters fixed me up with these pieces here, but the main piece I need is what my thumb's on, and this is half a pipe. That is 1/2 of the pipe right there. That is the diameter that I need, and so I can easily glue more pipe together. So they fixed me up with a whole bunch of that. So if y'all are wondering what I spent on this here, it only cost me $20, and Walters shipped it to me at no extra charge. So $20 for all of that. I felt like that was more than fair enough. Something else. I want to say thank you to John with the Schuylkill River Valley. He made my logo that I'm going to put on the sawmill. And what I did was I took the logo that he designed and I made it different sizes. And because what I want to do is make a sign, and I want to put the sign right up here on the top center. I was thinking about putting one on the other side, but I was like, there's probably no point of doing that. But I think something that would probably look really cool is maybe taking a big one and kind of painting it on top of the roof. I don't know, if you think that's a bad idea, then let me know, and I won't do it. But I definitely want to build a sign. I'm probably just going to take some styrene and glue it, and probably take some scrap wood and outline the styrene with it to make it look like a wooden, that it's on like a wooden sign. So yeah, so thank you, John, for doing that logo for me. That you did an amazing job on that. All right, so I did get the switch back there painted a little bit more. I still need a ballast. I can ballast all the way up to here now if I want to, but I don't think I'm quite ready to do that yet. And I could probably just do it from this side here. I did get the resin for the pond, so like I said, I need to at least get my dirt work and stuff done to up to where the between the debarker and the sawmill is located. So that way, like I said, I'll be able to put the dirt and stuff up under like the part of the dock and part of the log loader, and just blend it in, make it look a whole lot better. One of the things that I do plan on doing is putting more trees and stuff along this hill here, so it does kind of look like it's not a continuous view that you see here. You're going to have a little bit of a seam block there, so kind of imagine it this way. Another project that I plan on doing with the sawmill, and this one's going to be more glutton for punishment. Did some research. Cotton Belt had wood chip hoppers, but they did not get wood chip hoppers until 4 years after my era. So what does that mean? Well, after doing research, they had what they call war emergency gondolas. Very similar to a composite gondola. Atlas made one of these in N-scale, but they did not number it correctly, but it's overall, the design is pretty good. So, with me working on the cars certificate with the NMRA, I have to scratch build at least 4 cars of any specific type. And I was thinking, why don't I scratch build 4 gondolas, 4 composite gondolas? I could use those for anything. I could use them for wood chips. I could use those for scrap metal. I mean, gondolas were pretty much used for anything. And when I was talking to the historian for the Cotton Belt Historical Society, which runs the Arkansas Railroad Museum, he was pretty much telling me, he said labor was so cheap back then that it didn't really cost the railroad that much, or a sawmill, or not a sawmill, but a railroad, or a paper plant, or whatever the industry was, to hire people to get in these gondolas with shovels and shovel the wood chips out. So I was like, okay, well that's pretty doable. I could do that. So I think I'm going to do that for sure. One of the things that I do want to do for here is I want to add a road and probably put in a grade crossing like right here, similar to the one that I put over there. So that way people can come in and out. And the nice thing about plastering this in, it's already kind of like a grade crossing. It's just a little higher than the rest of the layout, but that's why you kind of build certain areas up, or over there you kind of take areas down. So that's where I'm at. I got a little bit more plastering work to do. Pretty much done there. This right here is going to be literally my cutoff as far as like how far I need to get the scenery over. I did get the trees there, but I do want to put some more shrubbery and slack, right there in the front. Something else I'm thinking about doing is over here where the levee is. I'm thinking about cutting out a strip of the rock right through the middle of it, and putting in like a path for vehicles to go on the other side of that pond. For people that want to fish or something. So I was thinking about doing that too, instead of leaving it fully rocked over the way it is. So I don't know. I'm kind of undecided on that. I might let my channel members that are the conductor level or higher, I might let them vote on it. Let them put some say-so in on the layout too. So, alright, so other than that, that's all I've got done for the sawmill. What's in place. Let's go and see what I got in, so that way we can continue finishing that building and working more of this layout up, or this scene. Okay, so before I show you everything that I have gotten in, I would like to say that this channel is partially and sponsored by my channel members. For those members, their names will be displayed at the very end of the video on the outro credits. Thank you so much for your extended support. Also, this video is also being brought to you by Train Freak Hobbies. If you are looking for decoder installation, custom lighting on your locomotives, if you're looking for a layout design, or if you're wanting to go into layout command control or LCC, or if you're needing custom signals, look into trainfreakhobbies.com and hopefully we'll be able to help you out. Alright, let's go ahead and continue on the items that I bought. So the first thing I got with the help from Robert from the Flying Crow is I got 1.5 gallons of deep pour epoxy resin. This will do anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of water pours. I also got a couple of colors from Woodland Scenics. To do the resin pours, I got an olive drab, which is what I'm going to use for the pond. But I also got a murky. And I'm going to use this more for like ditches and, you know, smaller creeks and whatnot, maybe bayous or whatnot. Along with the epoxy resin, it did come with 4 mixing cups, a mixing spatula, and then these are latex gloves, so it actually came with 5 packages of those. And it came with a stir that you can put on your drill bit, or a drill. So that way you can use your drill to stir it if needed. So I thought that was not a bad buy for $100, and then I found out a few days later, if I would have been patient, I could have got that off of Prime Day and saved about another $30–40. So sometimes being impatient does not get you anywhere. I also went to a couple of hobby shops while I was up in the Branson, Missouri area, and I did go to the Branson Hobby Center where I did get one building kit, and what I ended up getting was Aunt Lucy's house. And so I'm thinking about putting this over to the corner of the layout where it's between the towns of Weiner and Hickory Ridge. So Weiner is the area that has the backdrop, the sawmill, the town scene. Hickory Ridge is the switching puzzle area of the layout where there's several different industries such as Passmore Gas, Budweiser, Shackasit Furniture Company, and Wilson & Company, which is a meat cannery. And so I thought that would look pretty cool to put over in the corner in the far back, because it makes a really, really good country house. But also, we went to one of our favorite online hobby shops within the community, and we have to give thanks to Humanity Junction on this one because he's got a discount code there, and that is Iron Planet Hobbies. And so I scored a few good things. I scored this is for Miller Engineering for the electrical lighted billboards. I got a roadside billboard stand. So they had one in stock. And then for those who saw me do the bridge several months ago, maybe a year ago, I found some wing walls to match that. Probably not going to use wing walls on the backside. Not real sure because that bridge is going to be very close to the backdrop. It's going to be very close to the back. And then I got, this was on their bargain table. I got a value pack of tortoise switch machines, and it is a 12-pack. Now I currently had 3 tortoises for the town of Hickory Ridge, and now that 12-pack there will allow me to have enough tortoises to do the rest of Hickory Ridge. So I'm excited to work towards getting the electronics, the LCC electronics for that. And so now I won't just have push buttons for the town of Weiner, but now I can add Hickory Ridge to it to make the operations better. Also, Miss Freak agreed that she was going to look for something to go on the layout. And I told her, I said, as long as it fits the era, I don't care what it is. And so this is what she found. She found a post-war prefab house. And so she has even also agreed to put this kit together. So I don't know when that will happen. And I told her, I said, you could paint it whatever color you want. If you want to paint it pink or purple, I'm fine with that, as long as it fits the era. And from what I've been told, there was pink and purple houses back in the late 50s. So post-war prefab house definitely fits the era. So that's going to be pretty cool to see Miss Freak build that. All right, the rest of the stuff I got in is going to be all unboxings. I got a package in from Iron Planet Hobbies several months ago. And so let's see what I got from them. Now this is going to be, the next 3 packages are going to be for the Sawmill, the main building. Actually. And what I got was a couple of the Just Plug gooseneck lamps. I have those on the rest of my Sawmill buildings, and some people were like, well, why don't you get the stuff from We Honest off of eBay? And I was like, that would be all well and good, but I want all my lamps at least for that business area to match. So that's what I got, was 2 more packs of the gooseneck lamps, and that will go over the there's only 4 doors on the building. So that's what those are going to be for. And then the next stuff I got was actually from We Honest. So let's see what I got from China. Alright, here we go. And of course, he put it in a little bitty brown box, because I ordered some extra lighting. And these are just the regular ceiling lamps. So I thought this would be good to put in some of the buildings where maybe we're lighting up rooms or something, maybe doing a little detail on the inside. I thought these would be good. Or part of the outside of the buildings that might have more or less like an overhang. I thought those would be good. And what I was really looking for lights for was to do the Sawmill section over the sorting table. All right, this one I'm gonna have to cut because it is taped really good. All right, there we go. Another box from We Honest. So I'm excited to use these. And it looks like his name is David Liu. So I actually got a business card. How about that? And I know a lot of people like to use We Honest, but what I thought would be better for the Sawmill area, and I'm going to take one of these out. So it is a ceiling lamp, but they come with a pole. So there you go. And so I can actually glue these up by the trusses, so that way I don't have as much wire showing, and it'll have my wires a little better. So that's what I ended up getting for the Sawmill portion of the building. So I'm really forward to looking at getting that wired up, because that is going to help for my scenery certificate for the NMRA. For me to become a master model railroader. Alright, one last package. And this comes from our friend Lynn McCurdy over at the, what is it? HDMRRC, the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club. Alright, so let's see what Lynn sent me. Lynn's been known to send me some really cool knickknacks from time to time. There we go. I have no clue what's in this box. Looks like he's got something in here, and it looks like he's got something in here, and it looks like there is an envelope for the Blue Goose project. So I'm actually working on his Blue Goose. So not sure what this is. Okay. Well, so that is literally just for the Blue Goose. So I'm going to put that up. Let's see what's in the two smaller boxes. Okay, box number 1. I can see rolling stock. Okay, there's only one rolling stock in this box. And a truck and a screw came off, but that's okay. And a coupler came off, but that's okay. We can always put that back on. It's a KD coupler, so even better. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is old. Like, this feels like metal. And I can tell because there's a crack here. So this was an old kit. This is not molded. So that is pretty dang cool. Yeah, you can see it's metal because some of the paint has come off. So thank you, Lynn, man. That is awesome. And I will definitely get the truck and the coupler and stuff put back on. That's going to be a pretty cool piece to have on the layout. So let me put that back in here so I don't lose it. We're going to put the screw, the coupler box, and the truck back in the box with that one. And then here is the other car. Very similar. We have another box car. It looks like the coupler came off on it. So I'm just going to leave that in there. And Mystic would be proud, because that is Southern. The Southern serves the South. And I see a lot of Southern stuff still go by from time to time. So that is awesome. And this is metal, y'all. I wish I do have a magnet here. Let's see if it's magnetic metal. No, it's not magnetic, but it is metal. I can tell. So that is pretty dang cool, Lynn. So yeah, we'll have to add these to the layout and add them to the system. And it fits in the date, 1938 right there. So that's perfect. Thank you, Lynn, so much. So other than that, that is everything that I have as far as the layout update and a mail call towards the end. So other than that, wish y'all have a great week. Be safe out there and happy railroading.